Hello, my name is Matthew Pfeiffer with MattPfeifferCoach.com. Welcome to my YouTube channel. On this channel, I create videos and content about toxic, narcissistically abusive relationships. If you have a question that you want me to answer, make sure you send it to justaskmatt@MattPfeifferCoach.com. Again, that is justaskmatt@MattPfeifferCoach.com. Just make sure you keep that email 2 to 3 paragraphs max. You're also very direct to the point where the question actually is too long, too lengthy. Unfortunately, I will not be able to get to it. Also, make sure you hit the subscribe notification and the bell notification so you're notified each and every time I upload a video. I upload videos on this channel 5 days a week, Monday to Friday. And also, this video and the channel is sponsored by BetterHelp. If you need more help than what this video can provide, make sure you go to the links down below. You can connect with an online therapist through BetterHelp. It is oftentimes more full. You can also get into someone a lot faster, a lot sooner. So with all that being said, let's get into today's emails. So today's comes from a person who is struggling with helping their children heal after dealing with a highly abusive, narcissistic husband/father. And so let's get into today's email. Let's see if we can help this person out and in turn help other people out as well. So, hey, Matt, I have been out of my marriage for almost a year. My ex-husband is a narcissistic, abusive, and he's abusive mentally and physically. We were married 18 years, 2 kids that are young ladies in their teens. He has gone no contact with us. So that's not no contact, right? So that is actually abandonment. That's not no contact. So let's continue on with this. They see the pain and depression, and I feel it also. Some days I feel like I have stepped forward, and other days I feel like I have taken a step back. My oldest is in a relationship like ours, meaning that her oldest is in a relationship like her and her ex-husband, but doesn't see it. And oftentimes that's very concerning. But sometimes, especially when them being that young, sometimes it might seem as though they're narcissistic, but keep in mind that narcissism isn't diagnosed until people are adults. Oftentimes, teenagers might display certain features and certain aspects, but we have to remember that they are still developing. So we have to keep that in mind as well. How do I stop the triggers from affecting me when I have the setbacks? And how do I help these ladies work on themselves to be aware of this behavior before it gets too far, as it did with me? And so this is a great question, and a question that a lot of times people ask is, how do I help my kids in situations like this? And what I tell people all the time is that you absolutely have to help yourself, period. It all starts with you every single time. So let's start out with these triggers. So one of the things I tell people is that we have to understand triggers. We have to understand where they're coming from, what they're about. Triggers are our friend. They are actually not the enemy. They are actually telling us certain aspects of us that are still wounded, that need healing. And so whether you address it with a coach or a therapist, or you read about it, oftentimes if these triggers are very, very severe, sometimes it might require EMDR therapy. So that is something that I would highly recommend. Again, I would connect with therapists through BetterHelp if that's something that you would like to know more about. But the better that you are, right, you can't lead someone to somewhere that you haven't been to before. So what's going to happen is that it's going to require change with your children. You're going to learn about boundaries a lot better. You're going to be able to set a lot better boundaries. And what happens is that your children, you're going to be able to be a model for children, and not if, but when, right? Unfortunately, we have to understand that our children are going to have some hiccups in this life, period. I don't care if you've been in a toxic relationship or not. At some point in time, your children are to have some run-ins with a friend or with a supervisor or with someone somewhere. And you want to be able to articulate what you have done to help heal yourself. You have what you've done to set boundaries, how you've developed healthy relationships and those sorts of things. So the better off you are, the better off that your children are going to be. Sometimes people are reluctant to do the work themselves on themselves because of fear, because of insecurities, because of multiple different things. But we have to do the work on ourselves. And what happens is that it inspires change with our children. So thank you very much for writing in. Anyone else who has a question, make sure you send it to justaskmatt@mattpfeiffercoaching.com. Again, that is justaskmatt@mattpfeiffercoaching.com. Make sure you keep that email 2 to 3 paragraphs max. Be very direct and to the point of what your question actually is. Also, make sure that you connect with an online therapist through BetterHelp. And we use my link down below. You'll get 15% off your first month. With all that being said, thank you guys very much, and I will see you in the next video.